Welcome, my friends, to the Quantum Shamans presented by Moshi, the Ministry of Shamanic Healing and Integration, bringing you insights into the spiritual secrets of the mind and the universe around you. We are here to help you on your spiritual journey and path of healing. And now your hosts, David and Anthony.
Welcome to Quantum Shamans presented by Moshi. I'm Anthony.
And I'm David.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're here today with the lovely, awesome, and talented Jay Sean.
What's happening, fellas?
Welcome, Jay Sean. We're so happy to have you here. We're so happy to hear about your story. And before we get started, we're just going to jump into our mission statement. So, David, if you could please read the Moshi mission statement.
Absolutely. Moshi vision statement. The Ministry of Shamanic Healing and Integration aims to help individuals heal from spiritual maladies stored as energy in the subconscious that manifests in the form of trauma, PTSD, physical illness, mental health issues, and addiction. These practices include, but are not limited to, yoga, breathwork, meditation and mindfulness practices, Reiki, sweat lodge ceremonies, sensory deprivation, sacred plants, and any other rituals we collectively decide to establish. We hold ritual ceremonies for our community to heal collectively in a safe space, as well as individual ritual healing tailored to the members of our collective for the purpose of intensive inner work. Our most important responsibility is to help our members integrate their individual and collective experiences in order to ameliorate their spiritual maladies and spread love for the betterment of mankind. Our belief is that our collective consciousness is God. Every living organism has a purpose and is essential for homeostasis. From the single-cell organisms to the observable universe, we are all connected and equally important. We all deserve love, respect, peace, harmony, and forgiveness. Love is the most powerful force in the universe. Love conquers all.
Ah, ho.
Love conquers all.
Yeah, I love it.
Oh, yeah.
I love it. I feel like you're getting close, Dave, to be able to do that without seeing it. Like, you're going to memorize it soon. And I'm going to be like, Dave, could you read? I was calling it a mission statement, but it's a vision statement.
Vision statement.
Yeah, there's a little bit of difference.
We have visions. We're Paco.
Right. I can sense this eventually. Probably not long from now, you'll be able to just recite it. Because I'm starting to remember it.
Yeah,
I have never read it.
There you go.
Well, I have. Maybe once or twice. Jay Sean, we're so happy that you're here with us and doing this beautiful podcast. And you have a beautiful story that I can't wait for you to share with everyone. But before we jump into that, maybe you can just spend just a few minutes telling us, who is Jay Sean?
Jay Sean is a fellow from Akron, Ohio.
Woo-hoo.
You know, LeBron James. I grew up in Akron, Ohio, and all my family is from there. Besides my dad's side of the family is from Cleveland. And I've always been a person who's been into creative spaces because I film. I produce videos and stuff like that. And I just love all forms of art because it shows you who you really are. You know, that one specific thing that only you have that's specific to you is amazing. That is embedded in all of us. We just all have our own way. And I love being able to see different forms of art. So I'm an art connoisseur. Mm-hmm. I'm a herbal medicine connoisseur, and I just love life. I received a second chance in life, and that second chance has led me to be even more grateful than I've ever been. Mm-hmm. So I don't really talk too much about myself, so I think that's a good gist of who I am. I like to have fun. I think life is too short to be this brooding, upset, serious person all the time. Yeah. I've been through a lot of darkness, but I've been through too much darkness to be affected by shade. And what that means is I don't let the darkness take hold of me. Even when I go through some dark moments, some things that happen, I don't like being in a serious mood all the time. So I like to have fun. Yeah. So that's me.
Ride the wave of life.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Just flow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Expecting that there may be some challenges, and I'm going to love those too.
Of love.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, awesome. So you were talking about your second chance, and second chances are beautiful. I myself have had one. David, you've had one.
Yes, I've had several.
That seems to be a common theme with people who go through deep levels of healing, not just physical, but emotional and spiritual, big expansion. Yeah. So I would like you to get into that. Tell us about what happened and how your second chance came to be.
Okay. Well, I am very familiar with pain. Pain is something that I call my close relative. Mm-hmm. I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease, which is an autoimmune disorder that affects the large intestine and small intestine. And I was bodybuilding at the time. I was in the best shape of my life, and I lost about 75 pounds of muscle in just 6 months. And that devastated me, So, and then later on, I was re-diagnosed with ulcerative colitis. It's just like Crohn's disease, but it just affects the colon, So basically, that was kind of good news because since that's the only affected area, that means they can surgically remove the infected area, and I technically would be cured. So they removed my whole large intestine, and it was an emergency surgery at that. I was very malnourished. I lost so much weight, and they had to do the emergency surgery to save my life. And once that happened, before that happened, I was in a hospital in 1 year at least 24 times, admitted 24 times. That doesn't count visits,
Right.
So like I said, I'm familiar with pain. I went through most of this stuff alone.
Yeah.
I'd be in a hospital. I didn't really have visitors like that. Didn't really have support. I lost my job. I lost my hard worked for muscle mass. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? I lost my relationship. I got left while I was in a hospital bed. Been through a lot. And my only support system was my community that I have on Instagram. I found that, with hashtags and stuff like that, you can find people who's going through similar things. And that's where I found a lot of people who goes through different inflammatory bowel diseases, And once I got my colon removed, I used to have a bag on my stomach, had that on my stomach for about a year. And I had 2 more surgeries. And next thing you know, I don't have the bag anymore. They basically created what's called a J pouch. A J pouch is TMI. It's an artificial rectum. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little artificial tank using the small intestine. So I still go to the restroom more than the average person, but I don't go. I'm not in pain anymore.
Yeah.
I don't go as much as I used to. I will be in a restroom at least 26, 27 times a day, whether I eat or don't eat. So ever since I had the surgery, I've been pain-free. Ever since I found herbal medicines like Kratom that helps slow my digestive system down so that way I can control when I go to the restroom more, And like I said, I'm just so grateful that I had that second chance because I didn't really appreciate the life that I was given. I was very disciplined, which is good. All I did was work and went to the gym. That's all I did, which is not bad, But I missed out on a lot of life, and I didn't really get to appreciate a lot of things until I lost that ability to physically enjoy things. So all I had was my mind being in the hospital. So yeah, that's a little bit about.
Yeah, and when all you were doing was working and going to the gym, you were just kind of feeding some sort of trauma because you felt like you needed to be the strongest guy in the room.
Yeah.
And then that eventually manifested in a physical illness.
Yeah, for sure.
You got to go through hell before you can appreciate it.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that seems to be a common theme of the story.
I agree. But it going through that opened so many doors for me.
Yeah.
If I didn't go through that, I obviously wouldn't be where I am now or where I'm headed. But it led me to experiment with things. I learned that I love connecting with people and networking. I got into filmmaking because of it, because I lost my job. I needed a way to make some money, and I learned that I was pretty good at that. I learned more about who I am because I learned that pain is one of those things that can bring out something in you that only pain can tap into.
Yeah.
And you can be woe is me, or you can hone it, own it, and grow from it. And I chose to hone it, own it, and grow from it. And here I am.
I like that.
Yeah.
Moving out of victimhood and into creatorship.
Absolutely.
Very, very powerful mindset to have. What kind of things did you do on your healing journey? Like, did you have certain practices or medicines? So, tell us about some of the things you do, even in your life now, that help you along.
So, I went from physical, ego-based activities like working out to achieve the goal to look the best, right? Because I used to want to be a pro bodybuilder.
Yeah.
To now I only have my mind. I focus more on mental like development, you know, like trying to improve my mental state of mind. So I did a lot of reading, you know. I learned how you can manifest things, you know. I learned about small consistent changes can lead to big changes once you stay on that path. I learned to transmute, you know, a lot of different things, so that way I learned to transmute the things that are against me and turn it into something that can work for me, turn it into fuel. So I read a lot of books, you know, like The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho, you know, Think and Grow Rich. I like the mindset that's in there. The Secret, you know, just got into a lot of things about how you think and how the way you think can control you, you know, and I just learned how to, you know, compartmentalize when the negativity comes, how to compartmentalize and use it for fuel for different things, you know. So, you know, personal development and mental development was my thing.
Right.
You know, and how I apply that today is when I go through things now, like I said in my earlier statement, I've been through too much darkness to be affected by shade. So all the darkness that I might go through now, I consider as shade. And it's nothing compared to what I've been through when I was always in the hospital. So it doesn't affect me as much anymore. I just be like, okay, I see this is what's happening. I'm aware of it. I'm aware how I could react to it. And I think about how can I use it to my advantage. And that's exactly what I do. I use it to my advantage. It actually makes me a lot more productive. It helps me level up. It just takes me to new levels.
Right.
I think that I'm working at 100%, but as soon as I start going through a lot of darkness, I start leveling up even more.
Right.
Going at 110%. I didn't know I can reach these heights. So that pain was like a motivator, you know? But that's what I do. I'm into transmutation of things.
It's just the word I was going to say. That's transmutation, alchemy.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely. And I just did so much investment into that during those times that is now embedded into my psyche, into my personality, you know. And even to this day, sometimes, you know, people ask me for advice with things, and I have to remove myself from my experiences because some things might come easy to me now. Or some minor things that some people might go through might not seem too bad to me now. So I have to check my ego a lot. You know, and be like, okay, this person didn't go through what I went through, or even if they did, they still wouldn't be able to, you know, see it the way I see it. So that's where the empathy comes in, and I try to use that empathy to try to see where they're coming from and how I can help guide them. So I just love helping people as much as I can, you know. I know you guys are, you know, with Moshi, you know, I actually, you know, when I met David last year, he talked about becoming a shaman, you know, and I was like, I like that. You know, I like that a lot. And now I take on the thing that I am a virtual shaman because I built a community online and I put a lot of people onto different herbal medicines and walk them through it. And I get a lot of people that come to me for help. So, yeah, you guys are really an inspiration to what I do now, too.
Wow.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much. That's amazing. Oh, yeah, so you're
We're
talking
here to help you grow.
Yeah.
Yes.
All of us.
Oh, yeah.
The more you grow, the more we grow.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm all for it.
Yeah, so you're talking a little bit about herbal medicines. Do you have certain things that you're, you know, like observing like an expert awareness about? Because a lot of that happens through our spiritual connection, not always just, you know, literature.
So one of the first herbal medicines I came across and invested myself into was LSD. Growing up where I grew up in the hood. A lot of people of color that grow in like the projects and stuff like that, we tend to be more judgmental to things that we don't understand. And you know the Chappelle Show?
Yeah.
So there's a skit on there where he's playing as this guy named Gallagher, where he smashes watermelons.
Yeah.
And he says this thing, that leprechaun's on acid. And me and my god brother, at the time, we were kids when that was out, and we would always have an insider joke saying that leprechaun's on acid. We didn't know what acid was. We just thought it was funny. We grew up, like years later, I run into my god brother at the store, and he tells me that he does acid. I was like, what? Like in my mind, I didn't project that outwards, but in my mind, I was like, what? You do that? You know? I was like, why are you doing that? My ignorance, you know? And it wasn't until I started doing research. started looking into it and how it has healing properties, how it can help you. And I was like, oh my gosh, why haven't I been introduced to this before? You know, I'm happy that I didn't let my ignorance take control of me, because I would have eventually, I wouldn't be here.
Right.
You know, so once I did the research, a lot of research, talked to a lot of people, I decided to do it. And when I tell you that I became drawn to learning about my challenges and how that makes you face your challenges, and if you actually face those challenges, you can get to the next level, it made all the more sense of the path that I wanted to embark on, you know, and that has led me to understand myself more. It has led me to understand people more. I was already empathetic because of my illness and things that I went through and learned about your mental state. That made me even more empathetic.
Right.
You know, so now I'm at this point to where I can feel people's energies, and sometimes I have to be careful because I'm sensitive to it, and it can affect me in a way. You know, so like any type of negativity, because negativity used to send me to the hospital.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm around some whatever kind of negativity, it's gonna cause a flare up, and I'm in the hospital. But past that, LSD was my like first thing that I've tried that has helped me out significantly. Huge advocate for it. It's changed my life. And I used to be, since I was judgmental, I knew other people would be. So it wasn't until recently, maybe 6 months to a year ago, I started being more open about it and talking about it on like formats like this.
Yeah.
And talking to more people about it and educating people about it, you know. And then kratom was my next herbal medicine, and I seen how it's very similar to like pain medication.
Yeah.
And for me, pain medication, when I was always in the hospital, they say it makes you constipated.
Right.
Well, I could actually use that constipation because that slowed down how often I go to the restroom.
Right.
So the plant matter of the plant will, you know, absorb all that extra liquid in my gut and help me control when I go to the restroom more. So that led me to not have to be on anti-diarrheal medicine. They had me on codeine. You know, the pill form of codeine to mimic opioid properties to slow down my gut. But I felt like a zombie. I didn't like that feeling.
Right.
When I came across kratom, I was like, oh my gosh, this is exactly what I need. It slows down my gut, puts me in a great mood. I don't feel like terrible. I don't feel like a zombie. I've been the most productive I've ever been since I started, you know, using kratom, you know. And finally, because I'm into so many things, but kava is the next staple in my life about herbal medicines that I use. And since I had my colon removed, I know a lot of people are not morning people. But for me, it's even harder for me since I had that surgery to be up and active in the mornings. You know, like let's say I wake up at 8, I'm not primed and ready until about 1:30 in the afternoon. It takes me a while to really get going. But since I started drinking kava, I drink it first thing in the morning. It helps me wake up, be a little more alert, and not stress too much about the day that's going to come. You know, it prepares me. And then take that with kratom, that helps me be more alert, slow down my gut at the same time, and I'm just ready to tackle on the world, you know. And got to shout out DMT.
Dimethyltryptamine.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Had my first experience last year. You know,
All right.
Thanks to a special somebody, you know. And I'm not. It's okay to cry. So I want to put that disclaimer out.
Yeah.
I don't cry much. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I just been through so many things.
Right.
Like I'm just affected by things differently.
Yeah.
When I had my second DMT trip, once I was, you know, back in this realm, I couldn't stop crying. I just had tears just keep coming down my face.
Purge.
Yes. And not because I was sad, but because it was so beautiful. Like I just felt so much love. I feel like a baby held in my mom's arms, you know, and that's what I seen. I seen like these female type entities that were very welcoming, you know, and I just felt so much love. So much love, it made me cry.
Yeah.
I never felt that before.
Yeah.
Love
Feel
made
that
me
every
cry.
day now.
Yeah.
That is amazing. So yeah, those are the staples of my plant and herbal medicines and ancient medicines that really helped me out a lot. Yeah.
So what about now? Like, do you talk about any of these things with your current medical staff or doctors or anything like that?
No, because it's rare that I see them now.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah.
People ask me that about my lung disease. Did they say? I was like, I don't know. I don't see that. I don't need them anymore. I feel good.
Exactly. I have no reason to go back. I might do some regular checkups, but other than that, I don't have to go see certain specialists anymore because I'm healed.
Right.
So yeah. I have no clue what they would think. I really don't think about it,
Yeah, I think that's just a common question a lot of people have is they want to know. It's like they need concrete proof. Your word's not enough. It's enough for me.
Yeah.
And I can feel your energy. I can feel the aliveness in you.
Yes.
But for a lot of people, because they questioned me before, like, well, how do you know it's better? I was like, well, because I can breathe.
Right.
How do you know you're better? Because I feel good.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And I've learned something how to control my symptoms, per se.
Exactly.
Yeah, and they want this expert advice from experts that know nothing about it.
Right.
And when we're the experts because we've used it to heal.
And literally healed is not just a Band-Aid.
Right.
Yeah, it didn't mask symptoms. It healed it from the root cause.
Absolutely.
Changes everything
Yeah.
in that capacity.
Because they want to keep you on the medication.
Yeah.
It keeps, like I said, if I was to stay on the codeine, oh my gosh, I did not like that feeling at all. It was horrible.
Just numb to the world.
Yes. Zombie. I don't like feeling like a zombie. Like even with, we have different strands of kratom. I don't like taking red kratom because it sedates me too much. I don't like anything that makes me that too chill or too sedated, because it reminds me back when I was on the codeine, and I just didn't like that feeling at all. I like feeling up and productive, because I've been in the hospital too much. I don't want to feel like a couch potato,
Right.
So, but to each their own, not shaming it. It's just I don't like the feeling of that sedative feeling,
Yeah.
But yeah.
Everybody's got different levels of sensitivity and how medicine works with them. There's no one size fits all. That's kind of a main thing. People ask all the time, like especially when you're a shaman, they'll ask you, what does it look like to do a session with you? And I say, I don't know, whatever you bring.
Exactly.
I'm an intuitive. I'm going to work with what you got.
Exactly.
Right? This isn't like you go to the doctor and there's this set thing we do. Well, I'm going to take your temperature. I'm not going to ask you anything that matters, and I'm going to give you some medication.
Yep.
Well, I never went to a doctor. I never once in the whole time that I was suffering with my lung disease and things, not once did a doctor ask me, hey, are you happy?
Yeah, really.
Like, man, that would have made a big difference. That's kind of where we're creating now, though. An ability for people to learn new ways to heal.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
It's a beautiful thing. So that's amazing, man, that you're able to bounce back from that, because that's devastating. I have lots of clients that I know that have similar issues, immune dysfunctions and things, and they can't find their way out sometimes.
Yeah.
So
It's easy to get lost in that darkness.
yeah, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
So that's very motivational. I feel motivated just hearing your speech, hearing what you have to say about it, and feeling the energy come through. It's amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
How do you use that energy now? What are you doing now? What are you doing in the world?
So I use that energy to my creativity. Like when I'm filming, I come up with. I learned that I like creating projects that help people. Like I love creating documentaries. I created a mental health documentary last year for the first time ever, and the stories that we got from people about the darkness that they've been through and how did they get through it. It was very inspirational.
Yeah.
Even to this day, although it was my creation, even to this day, if I'm having a bad time, I will watch that documentary because it just helps. It's called Mental Endurance. And it's just we talked to a guy who blew his fingers off when he was a kid and how he used that to his advantage. We talked to a gentleman named Zion who doesn't have any legs. He's from Massillon, Ohio. He has a Netflix documentary. He used to wrestle. He wrestles. I use that to really learn about other people's stories and how to use those stories to try to help others.
Right.
And I think that's my one of my superpowers is connecting people with either other people or things that can help other people.
Yeah.
So I just love
Create medicine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, helping people see beyond the limitations of their mind and thoughts of impossibility.
Yes.
Like you're creating possibility and doing that.
Yes.
It's a wonderful thing.
Nothing's impossible.
Exactly.
We're only limited by what our minds and our limitations we give ourselves and limitations the program gives us. But it's all a lie.
Yeah. And to add to that, self-talk is important.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Oh, yes.
A lot of us put the limitations on ourselves by our self-talk on how we speak to each other. to ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I learned that pretty early too. You know, because that can be damaging. That self-talk, that self-doubt, that's you causing those limitations for yourself.
Yep. You're feeding the subconscious mind.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Because the only limitation that exists is the one you agree to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
I don't agree to any anymore.
I don't either.
That's
I
right.
don't agree to any anymore. That's amazing. What else are you up to? What else happening in your world now?
So I've been, doing my own video business for about 2 years now. And up until 2 months ago, I started working here at the Kava Bar.
Ah.
I haven't had a regular job in 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And what made me want to come here is because of the energy.
Yeah.
I live about an hour away from here.
Mm-hmm.
And just coming up here really helps my day. The people are kind because I'm usually closed off. I'm a antisocial socialite.
Mm-hmm.
So when I go to a place that I'm unfamiliar with, you catch me in a corner somewhere observing everything. And it'd take me a while to interact. But since I've been coming here, before I was working here, I could just talk to anyone. It's just such a different energy. So that has inspired me to want to be around more and want to help more people. All the people that I speak to behind the bar is just amazing camaraderie. It inspires me to one day open up my own kava bar, but / gym. Because I just think it'd be amazing to have a place where people who are into health and fitness, who don't want to go to a place that serves alcohol, can go to the bar side of the gym to meet other people who's into fitness and stuff like that. So, it's just working here is amazing. So,
that sounds good, man.
yeah,
It's a vortex in here.
absolutely. That's so true.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Jay Sean's also a member of our marketing team for Sacred Waters.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
He makes some amazing, hilarious videos.
Yeah, I saw one the other day. It was pretty
Yeah.
amusing. Yeah. I like them. Good art.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
it's
you.
a great
Good
art.
It's a beautiful art. You kind of answered what my next question was going to be. I was going to ask you, and maybe you could just add to it. You're a manifester, so what do you want to happen? What's your goal? What would you like to see happen with your life, with the world? Explain that to us a little bit.
So what I really want to do is I want to, without sounding like cliche, I do want to help a lot of people.
Yeah.
But in order for me to help a lot of people, I have to learn the steps. Like, for example, like a kava bar, that helps a lot of people. What I want to do is not only help people with herbal medicines and stuff like that, but I want to travel the world and help people with their mindsets, because we all go through pain. It's all about how you deal with it. And I want to, my goal is to have that freedom, that ability to go to different places to help people with their mindsets, because it's huge.
Yeah.
When you don't have your body, and you still have your mind, the mind is everything. So imagine having your body and your mind, and a lot of us take that for granted. So I just want to help people with their mentality. It's huge for me, both herbally, like with medicines, and spiritually, just help guide people through that darkness and how to use that darkness to their advantage. So that's what I want to do.
We'll be able to teach people who only have their mind and not their body to use their mind to get their body back.
That's right.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the story.
That's healing.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
healing. Yeah, because there's lots of people that would say, even like for me, COPD emphysema is incurable. Maybe, according to a medical journal or whatnot, but cure and healing aren't the same thing. If you could improve yourself even 10%, that's healing.
Absolutely.
And if you get that first 10%, that means there's more.
Yep.
Right? Because like you're saying, because I directly work with that, I work with lots of people all over the world with their mindset. It's first creating possibility. Is it possible? Do I think I could possibly change or heal? That's the first question.
Yeah.
And if you can agree that, hey, anything's possible, then that becomes so.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I like that.
I look forward to traveling the world with you, Jay Sean.
Oh, likewise.
As do I.
Likewise.
Because I have the same ideas. It seems like we channel from the same spirit source.
Yeah.
So it comes through us. And that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, we've had visions of us in stadiums of people and thousands of people in fields just breathing and
Connecting.
healing together.
Yeah.
Systemic
powerful.
healing.
I like that. It's so powerful. I think a lot of people. I think there's something going on to where people are becoming more aware of it, which is a beautiful thing. So to be able to lead that charge would be amazing. The healing charge.
We're in the time of the great remembering.
Yes.
Yeah, everybody's capable of it. We're just early to the party.
Yeah.
Early to the party. That's one of the favorite things I like to say. I'm just early to the party.
Oh yeah. I like that. That's how you
And it's a party, man.
Yeah, I think so.
Every day's great. I wake up a new person every day. I die every night when I go to sleep. And I wake up a new man every morning.
That's absolutely true, especially if the ideas of quantum reality.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what happens. Yeah. I love it.
Yeah, different reality every day.
I think I also want to add this point too. Your surroundings is extremely important. Like for example, like setting with psychedelics, for example, your surroundings is important. Not using psychedelics, your surroundings is still important. That's both physical and virtual. So, like, for example, I removed all my friends that I went to high school with and people who I knew on my Facebook who were, depending on how they made posts, like if they're posting negativity, because I used to post negativity sometimes. So if I have friends that are doing that, I would feed into it and I end up doing it myself. So I removed all those people and I started adding more people that I would like to be around. And it changed my thinking. It changed the way I post. So before I post, I'd be like, okay, this wouldn't really make sense with my circle that I have in my virtual surroundings. So I think it's very important for people to take those small steps of cleaning your surroundings, both in person and virtual, because it can weigh on you. It really can. And I just want to definitely mention that too.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
I've changed my algorithm. So nothing but positivity.
Yeah.
It's such a huge difference, right?
Yeah.
What I found mostly for me is I didn't really have to do anything. I just started to change myself and my vibration and started communicating with spirit or the quantum field. As you learn to communicate and have a relationship with it, you're asking it to communicate or work with you. I ask for the greatest possible outcome. I ask for all that is in alignment to come with me and that is without alignment to go away. And that did it for me. I didn't have to, we live in a cancel culture. People cut each other off. I never had to do any of that stuff because it would just happen naturally.
Yeah.
That which isn't being fed by that living energy just falls off like
melts away.
Yeah, it feels
a
almost like
castle made of sand just washes into the sea.
Yeah, that's kind of. I guess I've been fortunate in that aspect.
That's what Jimmy told me about a month ago.
Yeah.
I think too. One thing I've learned recently is that I learned to not do my best for others, but do the best for me.
Yeah.
And when I do the best for me, those who align with me, they will in turn get the best as well. Because I used to, do my best for others, and it would just be a slap in the face, or it would just be unappreciated. It would just be wasteful, But once I started really focusing more on doing the best for me, and I am open with what I like to connect to, people align with that and they get the best as well. So I think that was a huge revelation for me recently, honestly. So
you can't pour from an empty cup.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's again back to systemic healing.
Yeah, for sure.
Hurt people, healed people, heal people.
Absolutely.
Word, no doubt. All right, so we're going to move into the space where it's shameless plug time. People want to hear how they can get a hold of you, what's going on, and all that kind of stuff. Tell us.
All right. So I am on Instagram at Jashawn Harris. That is JASHONHARRIS. You can go there. I post, things about herbal medicines and stuff like that. I have a website that's linked in my bio. Like I told you, I like to have fun. It's called healmedaddy.com.
Heal me, daddy.
Heal me, daddy. So you can go to healmedaddy.com to where you can, get some discounts on some supplements, and I'm going to have coaching and stuff on there. And on YouTube, follow me at Jashawn Harris, and that's pretty much it.
And you can come visit Jashawn anytime he's up here at the Kava Bar.
Oh yeah, I'd be happy to serve you.
Yeah, that's wonderful. I love it. I love it. I think it's great. Jay Sean, we're so happy that you've been here in the space with us and share your story. We love it so much. We love it, love it, love it.
Thank you.
We love you.
Yeah,
you guys.
We love you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Everyone, if you get the chance, check out the Ministry of Shamanic Healing at moshilove.org. Check that out. Check out our website. We're going to be having some events and things coming. We have a tiered membership for the church that's going to allow you and enable you to enjoy some of the events and things that we're going to do. A lot of them will be in person, but we're also developing a virtual space. We already have one started over at the Positive Pineapple, and what we're going to do is merge these things together to try to create an even bigger community, because it's all about unity for us. It's all about coming together and putting things together, putting our medicine together and making the most powerful impact and change in the world that we possibly can.
Yep, and then also our in-person meetings that happen every 2 weeks on Sundays at Sacred Waters West in North Olmsted. You can find those dates. It's always on Sundays at 1:30, and you can get that in-person connection that we all very, very much need.
Yeah.
And you'll be able to be in the presence of a bunch more conscious, loving people. Systemic healing.
Systemic healing.
I can speak to that because I've been to a few of the meetings, and the energy there, the people there, is just such a great place to be able to go to. If you have questions, if you want to meet more people and connect with more like-minded people, you want to learn how to do something, learn how to heal, it's amazing. So yeah, if you can go.
And share your experience with people who understand, because there's so many people that have like psychedelic experiences, spiritual experiences, paranormal experiences, metaphysical experiences, that they don't have anyone to talk to about it, and they're actually they doubt it, and it brings fear because they're wondering if their mental health is okay.
Yes.
And really all it is it's a spiritual awakening happening. And I've been there. I remember that. I remember when I first started to be able to see energy, I didn't say anything to my wife at first. I was like, is this okay?
Yeah.
And then kind of as it developed and opened, I started to have more confidence and understand. And then I started to, your vibration brings others to you. And then it brought other people to me that were seeing, David, we have very similar awarenesses to living energy.
Yeah.
And there's so many more. And that's amazing. So we need these groups for people to come together, because through all the work I've done, that's all I keep saying is people, they'll come to me, they'll say, okay, Anthony, I got to tell you something, but this may sound crazy. And I'll look at them like, nah, you're okay. Tell me about it. And then they feel comfortable. Now they're like, oh, I'm not being, shunned or pushed away. Because if you go try to tell your family about it, like, maybe you should go get on medication. Or, a lot of people that happens, they're having a spiritual awakening and start having these experiences, have no one to talk to. There's no shamans in the neighborhood.
Right.
So they go to their doctor. They go to the doctor and they tell their doctor about it. And since they're trained from a book to look at symptoms, not really feeling energy and understanding, the first thing they do is try to medicate them and tell them this isn't normal. And then no longer is that energy being nurtured, and they can't grow and expand.
Yes, and the integration of those experiences is the most important part of it all. That's why the integration is right in the name of Moshi, the Ministry of Shamanic Healing and Integration. The integrating those experiences is what really helps you grow.
Weaving
if you can't
them
make sense of them, then you can't use them.
And a big step to integration is a big community.
Yes.
Having a bunch of people, a loving, supportive family that people can rely on. Because just like how you were saying, when you were going through your dark times, you're alone. But that also taught you everything you need to know.
Yes.
Just like me, same thing. Just
Maybe
like
search within.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I love it.
I was sick because of the blockages inside me.
Yeah. Yeah. But we are going to help people remove these things, and I love it.
We'll take them from you. We want them. They're food.
Yeah, pretty much. That sounds a little scary, though. It's food for the earth.
I like that.
I love it. Well, I love you guys so much.
Love you too.
Love you
man.
too.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thanks for coming out.
Oh, hey, anytime.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Love, peace, and chicken grease.
Peace.
Peace, fellas. Oh, peace out, everyone.
This has been the Quantum Shamans presented by Moshi with David and Anthony. We look forward to seeing you next week for more insight into who you are and your place in the universe.